A warm greetings to all. I am Mrs. Neepa J, Nursing Tutor, Department of Fundamentals of Nursing, Faculty of Sri Balaji College of Nursing, Tompet, Chennai. My course name is Anatomy and Physiology. My topic is functions of pituitary gland. Let's see about pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is referred to as the master gland because it monitors and regulates many bodily functions through the hormones and it produces, including growth and sexual, reproductive development, and functions. Glands like thyroid gland, adrenal glands, and gonads. Organs like kidneys, ureters, and breast. The pituitary gland is otherwise called master gland because it mainly regulates all over the body by their hormones. This is the locations of the pituitary gland. Here, the pituitary gland is located. This one is the hypothalamus, and this is the brain. The pituitary gland is located at the base of the brain, behind the bridge of the nose. It is about 1/2 inch, that is 1.25 centimeter in diameter. The pituitary gland rests within a hollowed out area of the sphenoid bone called the sella turcica. This is the anatomy of the pituitary gland. Here we can see this is the human brain. Here the pituitary gland is located. This one is the spinal cord. This is the pineal gland, and this one is the hypothalamus. Here the pituitary gland is divided into two lobes, that is anterior pituitary lobe and posterior pituitary lobe. This one is the infundibulum. The pituitary gland hypophysis, the diameter is 1 centimeter and weight is 0.5 to 1 gram. Lies in the area of sella tertia. The major two portions of the pituitary gland is anterior pituitary gland and posterior pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is a part of your endocrine system. Its main function is to secrete hormones into your bloodstream. These hormones can affect other organs and glands, especially thyroid, reproductive organs, adrenal glands. The pituitary gland is sometimes called the master gland because it involved in so many processes. The pituitary gland is otherwise called master gland because it involves so many processes in our body. Pituitary gland anatomy and function. The pituitary gland is small and oval shaped. It is located behind your nose, near the underside of your brain. It's attached to the hypothalamus by the stalk-like structure. The hypothalamus is a small area of your brain. It is very important in controlling the balance of your bodily functions. It controls the releases of the hormones from the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland can be divided into two different parts, that is anterior pituitary lobes and posterior pituitary lobes. Here we can see this one is the anterior pituitary lobe and this posterior pituitary lobe. In middle, this is pars intermedialis. This part is called pars intermedialis and this one is the pars tuberalis. Vasculature. The vasculature of the pituitary gland is complex and unique. The anterior lobe and posterior lobe have the same venous drainage, that is, anterior and posterior hypophyseal veins. They have an individual arterial supply. Anterior pituitary. The anterior pituitary gland receives arterial supply from the superior hypophyseal artery, a branch of the internal carotid artery. This vessel first forms a capillary network around the hypothalamus. Blood from this network is then transported to a secondary capillary fluxus surrounding the anterior pituitary, known as the hypophyseal portal system. This structure allows the hypothalamus to communicate with the anterior pituitary via the release of neurotransmitters into the bloodstream. Then vasculature of the posterior pituitary. Posterior pituitary. The infundibulum and posterior pituitary gland receives a rich blood supply from many arteries. These major vessels are the superior hypophyseal artery, infundibular artery, and inferior hypophyseal artery. List of the pituitary hormones. The posterior pituitary lobe secretes the antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin. Anterior pituitary gland secretes the hormones like prolactin, follicle stimulating hormone, that is FSH, luteinizing hormone, that is LH, thyroid stimulating hormone, that is TSH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, that is ACTH, and growth hormone, that is GH. These are all the hormones secreted by the posterior pituitary lobe and anterior pituitary lobe. Here we can see the prolactin and oxytocin mainly affects on the breast. Then antidiuretic hormone mainly focused on the kidney. Gonadotropins are responsible for testicles and the ovary. And TSH is for thyroid gland. And the growth hormone is responsible for the growth of the bones and the muscles. The MSH hormone is responsible for the skin. And adrenocorticotropic hormone is adrenal cortex. These are the hormones is responsible for the hormones. Anterior lobe. The anterior lobe of your pituitary gland is made up of several different types of cells that is produce and release different types of hormones, including growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, and follicle stimulating hormone. First one is the growth hormone. Growth hormone regulates growth and physical development. It can stimulate growth in almost all of your tissues. Its primary targets are bones and muscles. Thyroid stimulating hormone. This hormone activates your thyroid to release thyroid hormones. Your thyroid gland and the hormones it produces a crucial for metabolism. adrenocorticotropic hormone. This hormone stimulates your adrenal glands to produce cortisol and other hormones. Follicle stimulating hormone. Follicle stimulating hormone is involved with estrogen secretion and the growth of egg cells in women. It is also important for sperm cell production in men. Next hormone, luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone is involved in the production of estrogen in women and testosterone in men. Prolactin. Prolactin helps in women who are breastfeeding produce milk. Endorphins. Endorphins have pain relieving properties and are thought to be connected to the pleasure centers of the brain. Next, enkephalines. Enkephalines are closely related to the endorphins and have similar pain relieving effects. Beta melanocyte stimulating hormone. This hormone helps to stimulate increased pigmentation of your skin and is responsible to ensure ultraviolet radiations. For the posterior pituitary lobe of the pituitary gland also secretes hormones. These hormones are usually produced in your hypothalamus and stored in the posterior lobe until they are released. Hormones stored in the posterior lobe include vasopressin and oxytocin. First one is the vasopressin. This is also called antidiuretic hormone. It helps your body conserve water and prevent dehydration. And oxytocin. Oxytocin, this hormone stimulates and release of breast milk. It is also stimulates contractions of the uterus during the labor. Regulations of anterior pituitary hormone. The production and secretion of each of the major anterior pituitary hormones are regulated by peptides that are released from the median eminence neurons of the hypothalamus into the hypophyseal portal veins, which transfers a short distance to the pituitary microvasculature. Among those peptides are thyrotrophin releasing hormone, that is TRH, corticotrophin releasing hormone, gonadotropin releasing hormone, and growth hormone releasing hormone. The hypothalamus also produces dopamine and somatostatin, which are potent inhibitor of prolactin and growth hormone, respectively. Feedback lobes involving the pituitary hormones and their target glands play an important role in pituitary hormone signaling. TRH secretion, for example, is inhibited by thyroid hormone, which also inhibits the effects of TRH on thyrotropins. Such negative feedback loops helps to maintain a stable balance between the secretion of pituitary hormones and the secretion of hormones produced by pituitary target glands. Physiological perturbations such as the effects of stress on the pituitary adrenal axis and neuroendocrine rhythms can override the balance. Next, we can see the regulation of posterior pituitary hormones. The posterior lobe of the pituitary gland consists largely of extensions of processes, that is, axons, from two pairs of large clusters and of nerve cell bodies that is called nuclei in the hypothalamus. One of those nuclei known as the supraoptic nuclei lies immediately above the optic tract, while the other nuclei known as the paraventricular nuclei lies on each side of the third ventricle of the brain. Those nuclei, the axons of the cell bodies of nerves that form the nuclei, and the nerve endings in the posterior pituitary gland form the neurohypophyseal system. These are neural connections that run from those nuclei to other regions of the brain, including regions that sense osmolality concentrations and regulate thirst. Regulations of posterior pituitary hormones. The major neurohypophyseal hormones are vasopressin, that is, antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin, which are synthesized and incorporated into neurosecretory granules in the cell bodies of the nuclei. Those hormones are synthesized as a part of Purkinje protein, and that includes one of the hormones and the protein called neurophysin. After synthesis and incorporation into neurosecretory granules, the Purkinje protein is cleaved, forming separate hormones and neurophysin molecules which remain loosely attached to one another. Those granules are carried through the axons and are stored in the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Upon stimulation of the nerve cells by internal or external events, for example, breast suckling in the case of oxytocin secreting neurons, the granules fuse with the cell wall of the nerve endings, the hormone and neurophysin dissociate from one to another, and both the hormone and the neurophysin are released into the bloodstream. The hormones are released into the circulation is response to nerve signals that originates in the hypothalamus and are transmitted to the posterior pituitary lobe. Next one, pituitary gland conditions. Several conditions can affect your pituitary gland. Most are caused by the tumor in or around the pituitary gland. This can impact the release of hormones. For examples of pituitary gland disorders include: first one is the pituitary tumors and hypopituitarism. In pituitary tumors are usually non-cancerous. However, they often interfere with the release of hormones. They can also press against other areas of your brain, leading to vision problems or headache. Hypopituitarism. This condition causes your pituitary gland to produce very little or none of one or more of its hormones. This can affect things like growth or the reproductive system function. First one is the acromegaly. In this condition, your pituitary gland produces too much growth hormone. This can lead to excessive growth, especially of your hands and feet. It's often associated with pituitary tumors. Next one is the diabetes insipidus. This can be caused by the problem with the release of vasopressin. It is usually due to the diabetes insipidus. This can be caused by a problem with the release of vasopressin. It is usually due to head injury or surgery or a tumor. As a result, people with this condition pass large amount of heavily diluted urine. This may also feel like they need to drink a lot of water or other fluids. Next one is the Cushing disease. The pituitary gland releases too much adrenocorticotropic hormone in people with this condition. This can lead to easy bluish, high blood pressure, weakness, and weight gain. It's often caused by the tumor near or in the pituitary gland. Next one is the hyperprolactinemia. In this condition, your blood contains an unusually high amount of prolactin. This can lead to infertility and a decreased sex drive. Traumatic brain injury. This involves a sudden blow to your brain, depending on the injury. It can sometimes damage your pituitary gland and cause problems with memory, communication, or behavior. The pituitary gland abnormalities include first one is the Cushing disease, hyperprolactinemia, and traumatic brain injury. The symptoms of a pituitary gland conditions. Your pituitary gland is involved in a range of things. So any condition involved it can produce a diverse set of symptoms. Make an appointment with your doctor if you regularly notice headache, weakness or fatigue, high blood pressure, unexplained weight gain, trouble in sleeping, changes in psychological state, including mood swings or depression, memory loss, reproductive issues, including erectile dysfunctions and irregular periods, excessive or unusual hair growth, lactating when you are not moving. These are the most important symptoms. If you are not noticing any of these symptoms, you should visit your doctor and check your hormones of the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland health should be follow these steps to help protect your pituitary gland. While they may not completely prevent the pituitary condition from the developing, they will contribute to your overall health. First, eat a balanced and healthy diet. A balanced diet is good for your health, but it can also affect your hormones. For example, malnourished children may not produce enough growth hormone to meet growth goals for their age group. General tips for healthy eating include eating a diet rich in fruits, and vegetables, which are great source of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Choosing good source of fats such as those that contain omega-3 fatty acids and monounsaturated fats. Opting for whole grains over refined grains. Reducing sodium intake, avoiding refined sugars, drinking at least 4 to 6 cups of water a day. These instructions should be followed for the healthy pituitary gland. We should take the balanced and healthy diet to keep our pituitary gland healthy. Then reduces stress. Chronic stress can lead to an increase in cortisol release. Too much cortisol can sometimes lead to insomnia. Insomnia means difficulty in falling asleep, weight gain, anxiety, depression. Try setting aside some time to get at least 30 minutes per day for exercise or work on relaxing. In reducing stress, we should reduce our stress through exercises and relaxation techniques. Otherwise, chronic stress will increase secretion of cortisol. It may lead to insomnia, weight gain, anxiety, and depression. So we should follow the healthy lifestyle for the pituitary health. So far, we discussed about the functions of the pituitary gland, anatomy and locations, and hormones secreted by the anterior pituitary lobe and posterior pituitary lobe. What are the abnormalities can see in the pituitary and how we can keep healthy pituitary gland. I hope you all understood about my topic.